Mzansi, it's time to add some flavor to your meals.
Chepa Streetwear is an African print clothing manufacturer and retailer designed to reintroduce people to their Afrocentricity and ignite a passion of being able to wear premium African-inspired clothing daily. And joining me on the TMS couch right now is founder Dumisani Mahlangu to talk more about this Afrocentric brand. Dumisani, welcome to the morning show.
Thank you for having me.
Look, I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, when they start business, it's often because they've been told that food, clothing, and many other things are what will keep you in business.
Yeah.
For you, what was your reason for starting Chepa?
It's always been a passion of mine.
Sure.
I come from a family of entrepreneurs.
Sure.
And I just wanted to be comfortable in me wearing African-inspired clothing, so it was translated to more people.
Sure.
Yeah.
What was it about African print that made you feel like this is the aesthetic that you want to run with, or the design that you want to carry through your brand?
I think the history behind it, as well as the method of production of making the fibers and the material, putting it all together.
Sure.
The colors speak volume because as Africans we are defined by color, so I wanted to use that mode of fabric as my expression.
Sure. So your first interaction with African print, was it from research? Was it you just seeing people wearing African print from travel? What was your first interaction with it?
Well, back in the days, I had a magazine. It was a Rasta magazine.
Okay.
And I was heavy in the movement. And for 10 years, being influenced by Pan-Africanism, being influenced by various cultures and how Africans express themselves.
Sure.
So that's where I kind of was introduced to the different fabrics.
Sure.
I never thought that later in life it would translate to what I'm doing now.
Sure. What is it for you about Africans that you love so much and inspires every single item that you bring out? I
think the stories that we tell. Africans have great stories. Our clothing has great stories. I mean, like in Ndebele, the drawing is called umgwalo.
Sure.
So there's many stories that we tell through the different geometric patterns. For example, in Zulu culture, there's you write letters of love to the person that you love.
Sure.
Through beading.
Sure.
Sure. In the Ndebele culture, the prominence of a mother, a wife, a woman
Sure.
is expressed through how she draws her house.
Sure.
So there's various stories you can tell.
Sure, I absolutely love that. And for Chepa Streetwear, what is the story that you're telling?
A very contemporary, modern, African-inspired clothing range. So I firmly believe in the fact that we can be able to progress through the technological times, through this modern age. We just need to find our voice.
Sure.
And for me, this is the voice I feel that we found for us as a brand.
For you, running a successful e-commerce business, I can imagine is not an easy task. What does it take to run a passion project, then make it a sustainable business? Sure.
It's not easy.
Sure.
You're going to go through times where you feel depressed, where you feel like you don't want to do this anymore. When the sales are not coming and it's, or no one seems to be warming up to a particular item, but purely it's because of you haven't put it out there as much. So the problems one would face initially, through time, they say time is the best healer. And even in business, it's the same, because as time goes along, you find that the more you're consistent, the more you improve your quality, the more you show up every day, every time, every minute, regardless of how you feel, whether you're feeling good or you're feeling bad.
Sure.
That's the way that you actually are able to come out on top.
Sure. For people that are consumers of the Chepa Streetwear brand, what do you want them to feel like when they are draped in Chepa Streetwear?
They unique.
Sure. Sure.
Proud.
Sure.
Looking. So The great thing is that we get a lot of feedback from our customers through our e-commerce platform, and we've got a plugin that allows our customers to review us and tell us how they feel about the brand.
Sure.
And also on social media platforms. So the fact that when our customers put on either a jacket or piece of Chepa item, they're able to turn heads or get compliments. For us, that's beyond amazing, because it tells us that, look, you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's not perfect. Not everything is great.
True.
You know, we do get customers who are unhappy, and that's expected, because in any business, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy.
True.
However, we try to make sure that we at least live up to expectations.
Sure.
And always try to level up. So innovation is very key. It's very important, because if you're not improving, I mean, someone's going to come along and take a piece of your cake.
But for people that want to purchase any of your clothing items, how can they go about doing that?
They can shop on our online store,
Sure.
chepa.co.za,
Sure.
or they can come to our factory store in Midrand.
Okay.
Or they can also send us a DM on our social media platforms. We also have a dedicated WhatsApp customer line.
Oh, lovely.
So we find that there's a lot of people who don't like shopping online or cannot shop online.
Sure.
Due to sizing, some people are tactile. They want to touch and feel.
Yeah.
So we've opened those doors for them, because we understand the uptake of e-commerce is very slow in SA. So we want to accommodate everyone.
All right, Dumisani, thank you so much for coming through and telling us more about the Chepa Streetwear brand. We see William in it a lot, and we're just like, hey man, who's this? And we're so glad that you've joined us on the morning show today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, that was founder of Chepa Streetwear, Dumisani Mahlangu, with us right here on the morning show. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Mzansi, it's time to add some flavor to your meals.